All right, hello and welcome into another episode of the Countersin podcast. This is episode 50. We've finally reached
50.
it. 50.
Here
We're
it
there,
is.
which
It's got a
is
party
very
popper.
exciting. Yeah.
Put a sound
Yeah.
effect in.
My name is Jamie Joyner and I'm joined by my wonderful co-hosts, Mr. Harry Sermon. How are we?
Hello, guys. Good evening.
Hey.
Hello, listeners. Hope everyone's well.
Yeah, we're all doing good. And Mr. Matthew Lacey, how are you doing?
Jamie, I'm good. Harry, hello. Hello, everyone out there in listening land. Hope you're good. Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah.
It feels like a little while since we've been.
Yeah, we
on
were
the
just
chat,
saying
we've
just
been catching
before
up.
we were on air that it's been a few, well, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks, and we haven't touched base too much. And
No.
yeah, it'd be good to kind of, I don't know, hear a little bit about your February and just like what's been going on, like gigging, rehearsals, and all the good stuff. What's
Yeah.
been happening in the land of Matt Lacey?
Thanks, Shay. Yeah, it's well, it's like I think everyone thought January was about 13 weeks long,
Oh yeah,
and then February was 20 minutes long.
absolutely. Yeah,
We're in March now. It's March the 3rd as we record this, people. It was there was a half term in there, so I thought maybe I won't be. Didn't teach in schools for a week, but filled my diary with other stuff. I had some recording to do, demos to do for a singer, composer, pianist, and songwriter, singer-songwriter that I met many years ago on a gig, and he put some stuff out on YouTube, like just piano, and I did some. Got in touch with him and said, "Oh, can I put some drums on that? It sounds great." And he went, "Yeah." So I was doing that for him. And also another singer-songwriter, she put out some 5 quick demos on Instagram, and I know her as well, funnily enough, from the same gig.
Oh, nice.
So I dropped her a message and she sent them over, and I recorded them, and I've recorded a set list for another band I did a deck for. They wanted a recording of all of the songs, so I've been doing that. And so yeah, it was like I had some downtime from teaching in schools, but then filled it all up with recording and stuff like that. So a few rehearsals again, dotted about, and diary's doing quite well. I've just updated my website with all the gigs so far this year, and there's a few pockets, but it's looking fairly good at the moment. There's always room for more, but it's been busy. I knew we were coming on tonight, obviously, to chat, and I was like reflecting on what I've been flat out actually for the last 3-4 weeks, but which is probably why we've not had as many voice notes or any catch-ups because we've all been head down and cracking on. Harry, about you, mate? What's your
kind of similar sort of stories, really. Like January just turned out to be really busy. Like I was out, I think, every weekend, and I was even turning down gigs, which is odd. For January.
That's a problem.
It was quite nice, but a lot of them were like fairly last minute, so you kind of don't really realize it until you're sort of at the end of the month. You're like, oh wow, I've been out every weekend. And then I had a couple in February. I had a little sort of week and a half-ish of sort of not touching the kit, which was actually quite nice. Sort of, kind of coming out the end of the January sort of start of the term, and kind of the tiredness setting in and so on. So it was quite nice to just like have some chiller weekends and evenings and not have to, sort of always be in a rehearsal room or whatever it is. But I just like did some other sort of nice sort of chill stuff, like went to a record fair with some friends and saw a lot of friends and just hung out and did that sort of stuff, which was really nice. February turned out also to be sort of busier towards the tail end, as we were sort of just discussing on, before we hit record. Like it seems now everyone's wanting a rehearsal, like as we sort of are slowly making our way back into gigging season. Like you said, Matt, like gigs are coming in the calendar. June and May are looking really good for me now as well. Should be quite nice because that's the month that my MOT and car service is in. So that's always nice to get that sort of covered in early.
Timed.
So paying off some family wedding stuff as well, which is nice. So I'm feeling a little bit relaxed about all that, which would be cool. But like you said, there's plenty of room for more. It's kind of like just kind of looking through the calendar, like it feels like this year is going to go really quickly. I know we said it before, like I've got a couple of family weddings as well that are kind of pocketing out the year, but then on top of that, like the drum show, it feels like that's going to come around quickly, and then trying to organize like friends stag do's and like other rehearsals and recording time and maybe a weekend away and all that sort of stuff, and you're kind of like, huh, and then like
Yeah.
birthday parties and all that sort of stuff. It's just kind of like, okay, cool.
Fill it up.
There's something in every month already, and it's February.
Yeah, if you're not careful, it ends up being everything's you're just working towards the next gig. The next gig, and everything's just like a goalpost, isn't it? Get that right. What's next one? And before you know it, you're into July, aren't you? So it is. I should take my own medicine really, but it is. You need to stand and stop and look up and look around, don't you? And, Otherwise, it's just one deadline after another if you're not careful.
Yeah, I'm not gigging next weekend, which is quite nice. I'm out this weekend coming, and I don't think I'm out then until the 2nd or maybe last weekend of March. But there's still some rehearsals, which is quite nice. I think we kind of talked about January sort of being the time for all that sort of stuff, and I'm kind of glad that I kind of didn't really get it in January, but it's kind of come back around. But nice. Like got some cool stuff happening. Like got a mixing session to finish the Digsby release that we recorded last year, so that's going to sort of gear up a little bit. Getting some festival bookings for sort of various things, and it's kind of like in the cooking phase, I would say at the moment. Lots of things are sort of happening in the oven, nearly ready, and all that sort of stuff. But it's good. It's an exciting time.
How about you, Jay?
It's been January especially was absolutely nuts. Just a lot of rehearsals for one, with a couple of different sort of function projects. And I was also trying to juggle, like trying to create some custom backing tracks. I took on I don't know whether it was a bit of a silly idea to be like, I'll take on doing all the tracks and all the cues and all of that. So I'm downloading it all and picking out the stems and lining them up and recording the cues and getting it wrong a million times and up till like 1 a.m. trying to finish it and all that sort of stuff. So I was doing all of that, trying to do that in time for rehearsals. So it's kind of like what you were saying with the deadline thing, like, oh my gosh, it's on Sunday and it's Thursday and I've got this already in the diary and I've got to do these tracks and stuff like that. So I had a lot of that in January. And then I've also been doing a lot of cover work, teaching work for my friend of the podcast, Carl Park, who's currently back and forth from Europe with his band Defences. So he's on tour quite a bit at the moment. He's living the dream and doing a great job. He's asked if I could take on a few of his students while he's away. I've been sort of back and forth there, which has been super fun. There's just been like a lot of that. And then Feb kind of carried on for the first half of the month, similar to you with the half term, Matt, kind of no schools, but like filling it with other stuff was very easy. And then now it's like looking at the diary, it's like, okay, there's one rehearsal or sometimes two rehearsals every week. And I haven't got a gig this Saturday. I think it's my last free Saturday in a while. And then it starts to kind of, I hit the season. It's going to be a lot. But it starts off with a couple like originals gigs, one with a friend of mine doing some originals music, like his EP launch. So I'm doing that next weekend, and then I'm doing like a pop dep session thing at Tramshed in Cardiff the week after. So I've got to learn some tracks for that. And then wedding season starts. It's starting to build up, which is nice. I kind of mentioned this to Harry like during the week. Like it's really difficult to kind of book things in, but like not to the point where you've committed so much that like anything else that comes in, you can't be flexible or like you can't fit that stuff in. And I think it's getting to the point where like people are like, oh, can you do this gig like months in advance? And sometimes it's nice to do that, but like if you end up booking so much stuff, then kind of anything else that comes up in the meantime, there's not a lot of breathing room. Definitely. I'm still sort of learning the hard way with a few of those sorts of things.
We've actually booked a holiday.
Nice.
And it's like I'm hoping that no one offers me a gig and I've got to It's like, especially if it's like, if it's like a one-off or a really great opportunity or with new people and it's a slightly different kind. If it's a pub cover band, then so what? But if it's like, oh, I really don't want anything to come in that I'm going to be gutted that turned down and never get another opportunity. You
I
know,
think
it's
you've
that
got to
nice.
enjoy your holidays, though. I think you've
Oh,
got to,
yeah, I
like,
will
as
do.
annoying as I
Yeah.
think you've got to like have that switch off and just be like,
You
know,
can't think about the
happens.
money that you're losing
Yeah,
or
yeah.
all of that. You have
Well, it
to,
wasn't until you mentioned it, Jay.
it's
I'm
the
the
easier
same in
said than done.
August.
100%.
Yeah. No.
I do that in August, though. I'm very conscious, like, obviously being on the school timetable, like, I'm very conscious of, like, only having 2, maybe 3 gigs in that month, because, like, that is, like my month off of work, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to use that. Like, I'm happy to, like, go and do rehearsals, and I'm not going to, like, not touch the sticks for a month, but
Sure.
Yeah.
usually June and July is, like, so busy that I want to just have a couple in August, start and end, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
the time in between is sort of,
Downtime.
you know, my time. Yeah, I think also as well, like Kara's birthday is at the beginning of August, and
Yeah.
my dad's birthday is like in the middle. There's a lot of like other sort of things. My friends is at the end as well, so it's like that kind of. I like to leave space for some of those things as well, you know. But I feel the same. The amount of times you get like so we've got this function, it's like £350, and it's like 2 hours drive, and whatever it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like that'd be really nice, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
down.
And it always comes at the one that you've booked to do something else, and it's never like the weekend before where you
Nope.
actually are free, and you're just like, it nearly worked, but it didn't.
Yeah, so close.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of that. Just
Or it's
kinda
like it's a
hoping.
Monday. It's an hour gig, £300. Can you do it? And you're like, I'm on holiday. I get back on Monday night. It's just like,
Yeah.
always the typical
So
thing.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can they move the party to Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just tell them to get married on a different
Yeah,
day.
just get married on a different day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am worth it, I swear.
Yes, you have. Of course you are. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Yeah, we're
I'm
all,
just
we're all
nodding
worth
in
it.
agreement.
We're all worth it.
Yeah, we're all worth it.
Yeah. You just pay me. I won't do the gig. You still pay me.
Yeah. I've been paid up front for a gig next week.
Nice.
And I've just messaged him and said, thanks very much for that. I've just realised I can't make it.
I'm actually ill then.
Oh, yeah. If you get a dep in, that'd be good. No, so, okay.
That actually happened to me in COVID. Actually, they cancelled it. I think we had to be there at 5, and they cancelled it at 3:30, but they'd already paid us. They're just like, yeah, well, if we rebook it, then we'll just, we won't pay you. And we were like, yeah, sounds good. Never heard from them again.
And then change your phone number.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So literally,
just
I
hope
made
that they
like,
don't get back in touch and be like, that gig
Literally.
that you're meant to play in like 2020.
I did like I just literally got £250 for not even leaving the door. Like, this is great.
Great, there we go.
Worth every penny, Harry. You are.
It was. It was.
They're paying you £250 to stay at home.
Yeah. Isn't that
Don't put him on the
bad?
gig. Just
Yeah,
pay him.
bad.
Don't tell him not
Pay
to
him off. Yeah,
We had a nice takeaway that night. Let's say that.
love that.
Talking of playing,
Mm.
Jay, do you want to? Should we?
Yeah, so
What's up?
that all sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds like we've had a good couple of months.
We have,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think today we're just sort of going to dive into one of our little series that we haven't done for a little while, which is bringing a pad exercise, warm up, whatever you want to call it, and sort of sharing that. I have been rushing to prepare mine, but in full transparency, that's the situation. But I know that you two at least have been well prepared. I'm looking forward to
Whilst I
hearing
admire your
what we've all
faith in
got.
me, Harry.
So and obviously once we've shared, we'll pop them up on Instagram, and we'll do some transcriptions and get the kind of notation up, and people can have a go. But yeah, so we'll just start. Should we start with Harry? Harry, you up for going first?
Yeah.
Okay.
You good?
I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
yes.
to.
It's gonna be good. I'm gonna go first so I don't annoy my neighbours. That's why I've asked to go first, because I don't want full transparency again. Yeah, I don't want to piss off the neighbours here. It's funny actually, because we were all. I think we were all sort of fair to say we were all struggling with ideas, on like what to come up with. Matt, I think you were the first person. I've been working on it for like a whole week, and so on. But
I'm like,
this was
expecting a
about
polished thing. Yeah.
this was about a month ago, because we a bit of behind the scenes curtain here. We thought we'd get Ed in, so we bumped the practice one back, and then we did, and I can't remember what we did before that now, but we basically. This episode should have been about 3 episodes ago.
Yes.
But we've put it off. So,
Yeah.
what way to celebrate episode 50 than with some last minute practice pad
Playing
exercises that may or may not be played.
Yeah, that feels
Question
perfectly.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
right.
I think it's fair to say if you don't understand what we're trying to explain here, check the Instagram post because it'll probably be a better version.
Yeah, and if people don't understand it, that's not their fault. That's our fault.
Yeah. Maybe it's just so advanced that it's just not that comprehensible.
No, you've not heard mine yet.
So
hit us with it, Harry. Hit us with it.
I'm gonna sort of bounce back and forth between the microphone. I have a microphone on the pad for again adjusted volume.
Pro.
This kind of came out of nowhere. I was sort of on the pad trying to come up with something because I'd kind of ran out of all my things that I just kind of do. And I think I'd been thinking or working on some sort of paradiddle diddle based kind of grooves. And I think this kind of came from that. So at first I thought it was a 6-stroke roll when I was only accenting the first note, but I'm pretty sure it's a paradiddle diddle. So you might, again, correct me if I'm wrong. Probably am. So it's basically, it's made up of a paradiddle diddle, where you're only accenting the first right hand or the first left hand when you sort of flip it over. And then there are some flams and then some flam taps in there. And the whole sort of point is it works on both sides. So it accents both sides, left and right. But you can basically do any part for as long as you like. So if you need to work on your paradiddle diddles and you want to kind of work on just accenting that one hand, do that for as long as you like, and then switch over when you feel ready. So the whole thing that I kind of been running on a loop that I'll probably put together for the video sounds a little bit like this. So, sorry.
Oh, nice.
That. Okay.
Yeah. Great.
Cool. I think I was playing it a little bit quicker before, which made me think of the 6-stroke roll.
Because you could digital.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was more like a.
Nice.
I'm playing this for traditional, which I'm not very good at. I'm trying to get that left hand. That's what kind of linked me into it. Is trying to get that accent and the ghost with the track, kind of get that sort of whip in.
Yeah.
Just for the listeners, we can't see the pad listeners either, so we're hearing it as you are.
Just saying, Harry.
Kind of see my sticks.
So you can't even be sticks. But
yeah, that was kind of like I kind of spent a bit of time on that, and it's just kind of nice to I always kind of like doing flams as a sort of. It feels like a very rudimentary sort of way to kind of adjust back in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're playing those as 16th note triplets.
Yes.
And then are you playing eighth notes on the switch?
Yeah.
I really like that. Dropping from a 16th note triplet to an 8th note and missing out that 16th note bit in the middle. It kind of feels like you're kind of burning a bit and then kind of resetting yourself and then burning a bit.
You're kind of getting also, if you want to talk technique, obviously like the bit of the molar, the sort of the bounce doubles in there, you're kind of getting quite a lot dynamics as well. Obviously, I'm obviously trying to play this really quiet and low stick height and trying to really make a big difference. I don't know if you can see that, but just especially with the left hand, trying to basically do this with the sort of,
Lovely.
what I was going to say. So you could, I'd sort of do 8th note flams on the second half.
Yeah.
But then you could also just kind of do quarters on the first bit. So, or
okay.
you could even just do flams as 8th notes.
Yeah.
Or you could go.
In that version, are you playing flam right or flam left?
Or switching?
So I'm starting with my right hand.
Yeah.
Single right, flam, flam, and so on. So the first flam is actually the left hand.
Oh, because it's single, flam,
and then
flam.
that takes you up to the left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because
cool.
you probably could, but I'm not so sure if you could flam straight out of that.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can just, you could even. As
flam fours. Like blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Flam, right.
Yeah.
What I like about it, Harry, is like you say, you can. There's no kind of. meter where you've got to switch on it. You can stay on the bit you want to work on.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
want to play, and it means you're not just going, oh, I'll play the right hand version. Now I'll
Yeah.
stop. Now I'll play the left hand version. You're playing it in a more musical, rhythmic context, aren't you?
Yeah, you
And
can
it's
just
quite
kind of
nice.
get back to any part. I mean, even if you wanted to do you just call it flam floors there? Flam floors there?
Da, 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 da.
That's what I call them. I don't know if that's official.
Yeah, I've
but
heard them called that
Blah, da, da,
before.
da. Yeah.
Because you could even then go,
Yeah.
and just have a flam off. if
Yeah.
you will, you know.
Flam off.
Yeah.
and then, but the whole point again is to do both sides to then get back to the left hand, you know. And then so on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Cool,
that's
man.
kind of it.
Love
it's,
it.
It's been really fun to kind of do, and I have actually done it on a few gigs as in like a warm up and so on. And the kind of 6-stroke rolly paradiddle thing has come out a little bit in some of my playing, which has been nice. So
Yeah.
Love that.
yeah, there you go.
Thanks, man. So just a quick recap. 16th note, paradiddle diddles.
16 of triplets, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, triplets. And then
Yeah.
and then
And
flam.
then you could
flam
either
tap
do
or
single,
tap.
yeah,
Single
flam
then
as quarter
flams.
notes, flam tap eighth notes, flam 4 16s. You could even probably go back to triplets,
Yeah.
you know, if you want to.
And there's
So,
no
maybe
there's
like
no
that,
definitive resolution because you play the bits you want to play for as long as you play it, but
Yeah.
that gives you the switch to the other side. That's the bit.
yeah,
at the end.
I think I did probably
Sounds like a 2-bar.
a bar of paradiddle 16-note triplets.
Yeah.
And then a bar first half of flam, flam, flam tap, flam, flam, flam tap.
Yes.
Like over, so
Quarters and
like I
eighths
said,
or
like
whatever.
like a
It's
2-bar.
like a 2-bar phrase.
That was
Yeah.
the thing that I played, but like, yeah,
But
you
it could
extend.
be a 4-bar phrase where you do the
Yeah.
16th note triplets to 1 and then 3 bars of the flams
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, you could do a whole bar of the paradiddle. You could do after the second bar, you could then do flam triplets or flam 16s if you wanted to. Like you can add, and you can kind of extend it as much as you want, really. And it
Cool.
works on both hands as well. Which is
Yeah.
quite nice. Left
Switches
hand,
over.
right.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
wicked.
Yeah. There you go.
Brill, great.
That's
Looking
cool.
forward
Who's
to seeing the notation, Harry,
Yeah.
and the video that you're going to do.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna fire up
and
the
then
old
we'll give it a
groove
go.
scribe. And, copy that.
Yeah, wicked. Right, do you want? What do you want to do, Jay? Do you want to go? Shall I go? What do you-
Yeah, I'm happy to go next. That's
Okay.
that's cool. Yeah,
Right,
unless
yeah,
you want to
yeah.
go next, you know.
Oh, no.
Don't want to drop the spotlight
Say-
from you.
Save the
No.
most prepared till last, I reckon.
No, yeah, I feel like I'm getting
Yeah,
top billing.
You've,
and
you've
I
had yours for over a month, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Headline act.
really, you're building it up to be far more than it needs to be. So
So it's just a single stroke roll. Couple of actions, single stroke roll.
50 BPM, right, left, right. Left.
That was crossing my mind as this episode came up. I'm like, what am I going to do? No. I thought, for mine, I think with all the previous ones I've done, they've been quite like technical in that it's been very flam based and stuff like that. Because I really like flams anyway. But for this one, I was like, I'll do something that like not messes with, but like is more towards like developing timing and like awareness of pulse. So I've got a metronome for mine. Can you hear this? If I turn it up, you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more volume. If
I'm at like max on my phone.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Well, you can
We'll
kinda
just
hear
be. We'll let you take it. We won't interrupt.
yeah, I can. Yeah. Anyway, that's cool. So mine is basically 4-bar pattern. It's 2 bars of paradiddles with accents on the first note of the paradiddle, and then it's 2 bars of 16th notes played in single strokes, but shifting fives, like the accent pattern of 5 through it, which will be obviously there's 32 16th notes in 2 bars. So there'll be 6 fives and then a 2 left over at the end. So yeah, 6 fives and then like double accent.
2 accents.
Yeah, 2 accents,
Nice.
and then that resolves it back round. So unlike Harry's, this one doesn't like go back to like flip onto the left unless you start on the left, which I haven't done much of yet.
Right.
So
It's like
yeah,
a one-handed.
one-handed thing. Yeah, if you start on your right, that's the kind of the one.
That's what it's gonna be.
But when you do your fives, or the fives and the paradiddles anyway, are kind of they alternate anyway. So
Yeah. Wicked.
so this is 90 beats per minute. kind of the slower tempo that I tried. So it'd be like.
Oh.
So 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Loving that.
I was like that's kind of nice, and I was like and obviously I could do like to make it a bit more technical. You could flam those. So
He loves a
like,
flam.
Yeah. Maybe try flamming those last accents.
Flap, flap, flap.
Blah blah blah.
Flap, flap, flap.
Yeah.
Loving a blap, blap, blap.
Oh, bloody Dave Grohl on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, you could do that with the flams. But I was more inclined to just focus on the kind of the main accents themselves. And I was kind of, I'm not going to attempt to do like 130, but here's 120. I think it sounds a little bit nicer at the slightly faster tempo. But cool.
No, it's good. Does sound great at that tempo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And
Tell you what, Jay. You should have gone last.
No.
That would be cool as a groove, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
That's got Mr. Spaven written all over that as.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling like the
he did
Spaven
some
or
stuff.
Annika kind of does this sort of stuff
Yeah.
as well, kind of shifting things through and just sort of trying to center the time. I was trying to do it as well just before I came on. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but counting instead of the metronome.
Yeah.
So like,
It's funny you say. It's funny you should say that.
I'm going to
Jay. You
try
know
it.
what's
And I
coming.
know that
Go
yours
ahead.
will have it, Max. You love that. Right, I'm going to try it, and hopefully I won't screw up on the podcast, but we'll have a go. So it'll be
We
like
can edit it, it's
1,
fine.
2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Nice.
4. 1. I'll do it one more time. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
Holding a
4.
conversation
1,
while he does it.
2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Well
So-
done, mate.
No.
If we had a
Enjoy
round
the
of
fight.
applause sound effect. Great.
So yeah, that's kind of what
Right.
kind of
We
came to my
did
head
an
randomly.
exercise out of that with Richard Spaven on playing groups of five, accenting groups of fives against the four pulls. And
Yeah.
or we did ones, twos, threes, fours, fives, and it's that I found that quite hard.
Yeah.
So fair play. No,
Yeah.
that sounds great.
Pulling around with the time and stuff.
Yeah.
It kind of what made me think about it was I had a student come to me this week who I used to teach a while back. He's quite good. He took a break and he came back, and then I was like, okay, so what sort of stuff do you want to work on? And he was like, oh, I kind of want to like when I mess around with the time and annoy my guitarist, but like I'm not out of time, but I can come back in on the one, and he's just like, oh, he's like, I want to do that. So
I can't think of a better reason for improving your drumming
yeah,
than just to annoy a
I was like,
guitarist.
fair
Excellent,
play. Yeah, I get
That's
it.
so good.
So I was like, I don't know if and I know what you're on about, but like, so this sort of like almost implying the pulse, like if the click wasn't there, obviously, and you just hear that becomes almost the inferred new pulse, especially if it's over like a 2-bar thing. I find because you've got a bit more time to adjust to that new accent, and then a ba ba ba, and you're back on the one again. That kind of can be a bit jarring if you haven't got the click like blasting in your ear.
Yeah.
No,
So yeah, I kind of was trying to show him a few of this sort of thing, and then with like you say, Harry, like you can make a cool groove and stuff. So I might try and take this and like work it into something so that we can kind of try annoying his guitarist with it.
You could play that as like if you're gonna do the 5 thing as a paradiddle.
That was the only other thing. I was like, you could change the 5. I tried like doing like a paradiddle left or Yeah, paradiddle, left paradiddle, left paradiddle, left. So all right-handed paradiddles, but we were left. Or you could do like a Swiss Army triplet, like right, right, left, right, left.
Yeah. I've seen a couple recently which have been right, left, right, right, left, right, as like group of 5, like you say, it keeps you on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
So I guess it just depends if you want to reverse the 5 or not, or if you want to flam the 5 and stuff like that. So yeah, it's
very sick.
Wicked. Yeah,
Nice.
good. No, proper sweaty palms now. Got to follow those two.
Come on, Matt. What you got?
Right, well, I do like
What
a bit of
sticks
counting.
are you using? Unless we could talk about that before, if you want to. We could talk about sticks.
My sticks.
Build the build up even more.
yeah, no, let's not. Let's crack on. So, as you know, I do like a bit of counting out loud. And this is something, so this has come from kind of 2 sources, really. I kind of playing around with stuff. So we did some rudiment stuff with Kristin Neddins at the Odyssey camp, where we're playing singles and doubles and paradiddles, but we're playing in 3/4. And the context is like, oh, I can do all those, but having to play in an odd meter really kind of, you realise you're on autopilot a little bit when you just play your paradiddles or you just play your doubles. So it switched sides on 3 and a switch, and it was
the one is on a different thing.
Pulse. Yeah, absolutely. So a combination of kind of playing in odd meters or experimenting with stuff in odd meters, and also because I'm a member of Louis Palmer's playbetterdrums.com. A lot of warm-up routines and sticking exercises on there at the minute that I've been working through are kind of combinations of, funny enough, Harry, paradiddle diddles and paradiddles. So the combination of kind of playing those 2 rudiments but in odd meters is what's led me to doing this. And I started playing it and I thought, great. And then I thought, well, what I want to do is count it out loud while I'm playing it. But the accents stay where I guess what you'd call where they traditionally stay. So, and this is the same sticking with the same note rate, but I'm going to count it, he says. He's going to count it so you can count it and play it in 2 different meters. So the sticking is 4 paradiddle diddles.
Sorry, when you say the accents stay in the same place, do you mean like if they were accented on the downbeat?
Yes,
where
they
would be
traditionally where they would be is playing the first note of the.
And are you playing these in
start.
16th note triplets or 16th?
So so here's the thing. So depending on how I count it, it's not. It's changed the note rate. So the subdivision changes, but actually what I physically play doesn't. Yeah, and that's what I'm going to. So the first one is let me paradiddle diddle, 4 paradiddle diddles, 2 paradiddles, and we're playing it as 16th note triplets. So we're going to end and the reason we're playing 4 of them and 2 of them is because we're playing in 6/4.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So the accent
over the bar line a little bit.
No, single bar because it's 6/4.
Yeah.
So we're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So did you hear where the pulse change? So we're paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, para. So we end up being on the left hand. 4 paradiddle diddles, I should say, and 2 paradiddles.
All in the same subdivision?
Yes, so we're still playing in 16th note triplets.
It's just the sticking change with the normal accent, so that gives you the...
Yes, so you're playing 16th note triplets, but you're accenting every paradiddle on the pa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the downbeat.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's not the downbeat because you're 5, 6, and then you change.
So does that mean the left hand starts on like...
No, because we're in 6/4. So
no, but it means it starts on like the E of like the 1 or something like that.
No, it starts
No.
on the 1.
It just start. Okay, it does
Yeah,
start on the
so
one.
because
Okay.
if we've got, okay, I'll do it again. Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. Did I say 2 paradiddles?
Yeah,
It's
that's
3.
why I'm confused.
Yeah, okay.
You
Right.
need
Apologies,
another-
everyone.
Right,
It's good job.
gotcha.
We'll edit all this out. Don't worry, and it'll sound perfect. So
Three
it's
This
powers.
isn't a
four.
And
podcast
then it
anymore. This is a
reverses.
lesson.
Gotcha.
Yeah, sorry, everyone. It's 4 and 3.
Gotcha.
And this is the simple one of the 2. So paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're counting it 4, 5, but the accents are sitting off
Yeah.
the pulse. Okay.
Okay.
So apologies
I'm with
for the
you now.
confusion. 4 and 3, but we're in
Can
6.
you play it
4.
one more time? Just as you just
Do you want me to count it or not
Yeah,
count it?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you
count
count
it,
the
yeah,
pulse?
yeah.
Can you count the pulse in? Click us in.
2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6. 1.
Yeah.
Love
I
Make
get
sense
that.
now?
Love
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
So nice.
Apologies. Right, so I think, oh, okay, I've got the hang of that. But then what I started doing was like, well, why don't I count at twice the speed? But that was really just meant I was playing it at twice the tempo as triplets, not 16th note triplets. If
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
So I thought, well, why don't I play this? Because those last 3 paradiddles are groups of 4, why don't I try the whole thing in 16th notes?
Yeah.
So now we're still playing paradiddle diddles,
Yeah.
but we're counting it in 16th notes,
So the accent would be on the 1, and then the and of 2, and then on
and then the 4.
4, and then the
And then
of
when you
1.
get to,
Yeah.
because we're going to play this now, I'm going to count this in 9/4.
Yeah.
So the 7, the sev, 8, 9 will be paradiddle, paradiddle, paradiddle.
Yeah. Nice.
Sev,
That
8,
bit's the easy
9.
bit. Yeah.
That so now, whereas the hard bit, the easy bit on the other one is the 16th note triplets are counting a 16th note pulse, 16th note triplet
Yeah.
pulse, and then the
Paradiddle's
count
the hard
is
bit.
the hard bit. This
Yeah.
way, you're playing paradiddle diddles against the pulse in 4,
Yeah.
but the paradiddles are the resolution.
Yeah.
So now we'll try it, counting it. He said, gritting his teeth, in 16th notes, straight 16th notes, but we're still playing the same sticking. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's twice
Nice.
round, and that switches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, with
cool.
you.
it makes it owning the pulse and counting out loud, playing the same note rate, but the subdivision changes because the count changes.
Yeah.
So then I thought, he says,
Put them together.
you play 1, counting 1, straight into the other, but
Yeah.
count the other. So
Yeah,
now
nice.
you're going to play the same things, but count it in the 2 different ways:
One
6,
after the
4,
other.
9, 4.
So you're looping the pattern, but you're changing the.
Changing
the
my
sub-
count.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
count,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So without the aid of a
Love
safety
that.
net, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Back to the right.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So-
yeah, nice.
Very
Yeah,
good.
so,
Love that.
Is it me or is it hot in here? So that's that
Digitally,
concept was
yes.
right. I can play it in a kind of 16th note triplet because I'm playing paradiddle diddles, and I use the 3 paradiddles to switch hands, counting against the pulse.
Switch
But then I
over,
thought,
nice.
well, then we'll try it.
The opposite.
It's not quite double tempo because you're in 16ths, not
Yeah.
triplet.
16
And it
triplets.
almost becomes like a 3/2. The accent sits slightly different off the
Yeah.
pulse. And then we're playing those paradiddle diddles again in 16th notes with a nice resolution on the 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. So the
which is
speed of the
ah.
click would actually, like the click would actually change depending on which
Yes.
version of it you're doing.
Exactly,
You'd have
yeah.
to program
So,
that, wouldn't
yeah.
you, if you wanted to play that?
yeah,
You'd
yeah.
have
But it's
to-
difficult to, because you'd have to work, unless you've got a click that changes meter,
Yeah.
which is why it's more about
You should just count it.
the sticking's relatively straightforward part. It's the count and owning that pulse. And it took me a little while to unlock my head to wanting to count in 4s against the 6-note pattern.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like the age old like trying double strokes in triplets.
Yeah.
For the first time,
Yes.
like that is the.
and then suddenly the second left is the downbeat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, apologies
good.
for this slight mix up at the beginning when I gave you.
It was worth the wait.
No.
100% worth the wait.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a counting challenge, kind of understanding and knowing where you are. Do one,
Brain training.
get really stuck into it with a meter, 6/4. Do the other, and it's like, again, unlocks that kind of where's the accent sit in relation to the click or pulse, or owning the quarter note irrespective of the subdivision. I thought it's just interesting to play these things in 6s and 9s. So there we go.
Wow.
So it's
So many good things.
it's amazing. I was always a little bit. We always kind of think. I think when we've done these before, there's been a slight overlap or a connection between them. Yours with the counting,
Unintentionally
Jay,
as well.
It's unbeknownst to us. That's the first
It's quite
we've
nice
known.
that we've none of us have heard each other's ones before we get on here, and
Yeah.
we're kind of all experiencing it.
And
for
there's
the
no
first time.
there's no comparing notes or anything, is there? We're in there doing it.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I think
Sick.
we should do another one. Not anytime soon. No, I'm joking. No.
Maybe we could
Let's-
follow up with us playing each other's.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Shot myself in the foot massively there, but
You what? Yeah. Well, you and me both, because I'm like, right. I've got
I
to
don't
play
want
flam.
Matt's.
No, I don't want yours.
Shotgun Harris.
Flam.
I'll have my own. It's fine.
Yeah. Flamming left-hand lead flams. Oh no! Why do you want to do that? Never done that in a gig in my life. Just playing with my strongest hand, thank you. But yeah, hopefully there's been some nuggets in there for drummers out there. Maybe I don't know whether we've got any more guitarists listening anymore.
They ran away a long time ago.
Yeah.
But give it a try. If this sounds like interesting to you, definitely give it a try and tag us and see if it does make sense. If it translates across the across the internet, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll get some videos out with some transcriptions. We'll do some stuff with the counting and show them as they all are, and we'll get some reels out. Thank you for the support we've had with the reels we've done.
Yeah.
And
thanks, guys.
The comments and the shares, and the people have off the back of our. I know we're going back 2 episodes, so which will be 4 weeks for the listeners, but off the back of the episode we did on upgrading cymbals. I've had one person contact me. One of my students actually contacted me and said, "Oh, he's been out and bought hi-hats based on our conversation." So that's pretty cool. So let us know if anyone else is out there has got them stuck into listening to cymbals, and that'd be cool. But I think we're going to wrap up there, are we, guys? Are we about?
Sounds perfect.
I think we've done everything.
Sounds ideal.
Yeah.
Sounds like
So we'll get some reels out of these exercises, and then you can see the pad and the sticks, and it doesn't just look like us going.
kind of doing this off to the side.
Yeah.
We'll walk you through it.
Play.
Walk you through it. Yeah.
We'll walk you through it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I say, maybe opportunities to take them to the kit as well, and
I'm definitely keen to
Definitely.
sort of dig into mine and sort of see if I can figure out.
certainly
something
with
for
mine.
students
It's like
as
the
well.
next thing. The next thing is like add feet in. So like
Definitely. I was
like
thinking
stepped
that tonight.
hi hat and
Yeah.
a kick drum on it as well, and
That would be cool.
add the coordination. But really, kind of the
Yeah.
counting stuff is good.
With Sam
Great,
Bedford
guys.
pattern going.
Nice.
Good one.
No, love that.
Nice one, guys.
It's the first bit of practice I've done today.
I've never felt the pressure so much before an
Yeah.
episode. Like, I've got to get on my pad. Got to figure
I was
something
going to
out.
warm up before the episode and never had time. So
No, I didn't
yeah.
either. I picked up my sticks just before I set up the mics and was like, "How does it go again?" And then I kind of, "Oh yeah, that's right. What is it? What am I playing?"
yeah.
But
Yeah.
But that's it. We are playing it all live. There's no
Yeah.
edit.
No.
Everyone, we could quite easily press stop and re-record
Yeah.
stuff and pretend it in edit
It's the
land.
perfect take.
Yeah.
No,
but
not the case.
We are doing it in real time. So
Yeah.
thanks everyone for
Yeah,
listening
thanks, guys.
again.
Yeah,
Hopefully
that was great.
one for the. I know we've had a couple of people message saying I'm here for the practice tips and I'm here for the sticking and stuff. So hopefully that
Will be
is
you guys.
good for you guys and girls
Yeah.
out there. Again, as Harry said and Jamie mentioned earlier, we are out on Instagram at Count Us In Podcast. We've had a few followers recently. It's been great, added to the flock. So thank you for joining us. And I had a guy message me from America the other day on another platform saying he loved the podcast.
Nice.
So
really?
that was great.
Yeah.
So he hasn't bought us a coffee yet though, which means if you want to buy us a coffee, boys and girls, you
We'll
can
let you
do at buymeacoffee.com/Count Us In Podcast. And
That's the one.
Nice to be.
if you feel like this has been a nice little quick 40-minute drum lesson where you've picked up 3 sticking exercises, then and you think that's worth £3, then you can buy us a coffee. That would be great.
I appreciate it.
Coffee
Yeah,
over
and
coffee.
not a coffee. And we'll be on YouTube, our YouTube channel.
Yep.
The
On the
episode-
alternate
this episode,
Friday.
the alternate
Yeah.
Friday to the go live for the podcast. So we've got a couple of people watched a couple of episodes on there as well. So this one might be a little bit more relevant if people want to kind of look at just explaining it. But I think the reels would be the way
Watch
to
us
go.
sweating as we try and
Yeah.
form all of our
And we'll probably put the we are doing, aren't we? Putting the reels up as shorts on YouTube as well.
Yeah,
so
little clips
you
as well.
can
Yeah, that'll be on
please
there.
subscribe, and then you'll catch them there as well. And
And I'm sure the practice pad stuff will go up as their as shorts as well. We can do that as well.
and that way you'll be notified of it if you subscribe, rather than maybe looking out for it and missing it in your Instagram feed. Because who knows how that algorithm is working?
Click the notification bell, as they say.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's what
Like
you
and
need to do.
subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the hacks. Right.
Love it.
Thanks, guys.
Great
I'm
work.
going,
Nice one, guys.
I'm going to go and practice more now.
Let's hit it.
Practice counting and my flams.
Nice.
Catch you again, guys. See you again.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you soon.
everyone.
See you next
Bye.
one.
Bye.